exchange rate against currencies in the Middle East and Central Asia. Sandy Ingram here, a retired expat, traveling the world, now in Mexico. In today's video, we talk about Abraham's Accords, an international peace agreement that the Chief Executive Officer of the United States brokered between the UAE, Bahrain, and Israel. Now, how this relates to Iraq. For those of you who are not familiar with the story of the world's most popular book, it strongly implies that the people of Arab descent and the Israeli people are half brothers and sisters. Now, normally, this ancient story would not be that important. However, the peace agreement signed at the White House in August of 2020 between the UAE, Bahrain, and Israel has an official name, and the name is Abraham Accords Peace Agreement, Treaty of Peace, Diplomatic Relations, and Full Normalization between the UAE and the State of Israel. This is not a lesson on religion. It is to understand that in a world's most popular book, Abraham was known as the father of many nations. He also was the father of both Ishmael, who is of Arab descent, and Isaac, who is of Jewish descent based upon their mother's bloodline. In this story, Ishmael was treated poorly and sent into the desert with his mother with little food and water after Abraham's wife gave birth to Isaiah. You see, Abraham's wife shared him with her handmaiden so that a son could be born. She later conceived and gave birth to her own son, and unfortunately, she did not respect the handmaiden after her own son was born. President Trump's peace agreement is named after a top story in the world's most popular book. The implications in the good book is that Abraham is the father of both the Israelis and the people of Arab descent. The world is entangled with Israel and a certain way of doing business. Iraq is also learning that if they play ball with the process that is already in place, they too can experience great wealth due to natural resources. Based upon the good book, you could say the fighting between Israel and the Palestinians began long before 1948. The question we must ask ourselves is this: does Iraq want to be on the Forex market? Every time they take one step forward, militants pull them back 2 steps with violence. My question is, what do the people of Iraq really want?